What's fascinating, though, is when you compare the Game 7 mentality to a Game 3 mentality, there is a sense of delay. There is, whether they admit it or not, you can see it in some of the actions, especially in the NBA. As soon as a team gets down, if they're down by 20 in a Game 3, especially if it's late in the fourth, they'll rest players, right? All right, we're calling it off, and we'll get them next time. Because there's another game. Early in a series, you always have in the back of your mind, we'll figure it out. We'll play better next game. We'll make some adjustments, and it'll happen next time. And so in some ways, the winning or the Game 7 mentality isn't there, and it's pushed down until they get to a Game 7. And then all of a sudden, it's like, all right, let's do whatever we can. Let's pull out all the stops. And so you saw it with the Warriors. They had a Game 7 mentality. You saw it with the Nuggets. And so you appreciate that as a fan. And as a fan, we are also guilty of having the Game 3 mentality. Because if you're like me, you're not watching every minute of a series unless it's your favorite team. But if you're casually following along in the playoffs, you're like, well, let me just check out a little bit of Game 3, but I'll catch the next one. You'll turn it off in the third quarter. You're like, I'm going to bed. I'll catch the next one. It's still early in the series. And so in some ways, as fans, we delay or procrastinate until it's Game 7. And then it's like, all right, I got to tune in. I got to watch this. I'm ready. I'm locked in. And we have the Game 7 mentality as a fan because we know that it's win or go home. There's more on the line. And we know we can't watch the game next week or another time. This is it. This is the one. And so as we think about this and we think about the excitement of Game 7s and this this concept of having a Game 7 mentality, the way I want to parallel it to our own lives today. Yes, there's a conversation to be had about, giving maximum effort and leaving it all on the field and that or on the court or ice or whatever. And yes, that's part of it. But specifically today, I want to talk about the challenge that we have or the struggle that we have with procrastinating, delaying, putting things off. And we live with sort of this Game 3 mentality too often. And I'm guilty of this. I can be a procrastinator. All right. My wife knows that, right? It's, hey, I'll get to that project around the house. I'll work on it this weekend. And we push things off. And some things, are they maybe inconsequential, but we still have this Game 3 mentality. There's another day for that. There's another game for that. That's sort of how we approach certain things. But as followers of Jesus, the encouragement for us today is to operate with a Game 7 mentality where we embrace today, right now, this moment, this opportunity to do what we know we need to do, to know what's right and to do what's right. Because and not saying, I'll get to that tomorrow. I'll follow Jesus tomorrow. Let me take care of this, and then I'll do it. And you read through the New Testament, and you realize Jesus. There was a sense of urgency there, where people dropped whatever they had. All right, I'm following Jesus. That was the call. And so too often we have delayed obedience, and also delayed satisfaction, where and specifically joy and peace. I want to talk about today too. Where we go, well, I'll have joy, I'll have peace once this happens, once I get to once I get to this level, once I take care of this problem, then I'll finally have peace. And I just believe that the invitation that Jesus gives us, the life that we have to live with him, to follow him, to embrace all that he offers, is a now. It's a right now. It's a Game 7. There's no next game. It's not, well, I'll get to it, or once it's Game 7, then I'll start taking things seriously. Then I'll play the tough defense. Then I'll leave it all out there. No. It's now. There's no delay.